Yeah, welcome back to the Knowledge Drop. This is Focus of the Flowmo crew on BBOYDojo.com. At first I thought I won't touch this topic for a little while because I felt it was kind of obvious. But every time I judge a competitions, it somehow comes to my mind. So today, we're gonna speak about hip-hop fashion, y'all. First, think about yourself on the judge's seat. You have 100 b-boys to judge, sometimes hundreds, or 1,000 if you're in China, either way. And you judge based on visuality, whatever you see on the dance floor. And the majority of b-boys don't care at all about how they look, how they present themselves. They look like they just came straight from the practice spot or working at the farm with holes in their sweatpants and dirty sneakers and full of pads and protection gear everywhere. I hope we can bring back dressing fresh in hip-hop. Now, why do you want to pay attention to what you wear in the first place? Presenting yourself dressed fresh brings dignity in what you do. If we took you to perform anywhere else, let's say you gave a speech in front of an audience, you gave a rap show for a full concert hall, most likely you would pay attention to what you wear in order to take pride in what you stand for, because you know there's an audience watching already. But in breaking is often a lost art form. What you wear is an extended form of your expression. You make a statement with the way that you carry your gear. What you wear can complement your movement. If you pay attention to what you rock, it can boost your confidence, and that way simply make you dance better. And that's on top of making everything else look more fresh. At this point, one might say I can't afford the pricey clothes. But essentially, hip-hop fashion, b-boy and b-girl fashion is really not about the brands that you wear. Originally, hip-hop came from a challenging environment where nobody could afford the expensive brands before rappers made money. That's why brands like the Pro Case became the brands to wear, because they were still cheap back then, before the brands realized themselves that they can make millions with street fashion. How you wore them made all the difference. Would you add fat laces or customize your gear in order to make it look unique and take it to another level? So you don't have to be rich in order to look fresh. It just takes a little effort, a little creativity, and a little bit of confidence. In the breaking culture, taking something affordable and flipping it to make it look like you is way more fresher than the latest Gucci. To understand what I'm talking about, study the traditional hip-hop fashion. So here are my b-boy and b-girl fashion do's and don'ts. Talk to the elders of our culture and ask questions. They got mad stories to tell. Don't forget to watch the classic hip-hop movies, and of course there's a bunch of documentaries on the topic as well, such as Just for Kicks on sneaker culture and Fresh Dress that's available on Netflix worldwide. There's a bunch of books that you can go to for inspiration as well, such as The Hip Hop Files by the one and only Martha Cooper. Where'd You Get Those? An incredible book into the sneaker culture history by Barbito Garcia. Jamel Sabaz has two incredible books, a photographer from back in the days called Back in the Days and The Time Before Crack. Look for those one for inspiration as well. And rock your expression in a creative and an original way. That's a big part of the fun. Looking fresh is more important than comfort. Seems to me that comfortability has become the only criteria of what's good to wear in battles. I personally love to sacrifice comfort in order to look fresh. I love wearing sneakers that's a little bit too high and a little bit too bulky and a little bit too heavy, so that they can bring some extra funkiness to my dance and also a little bit power to my whips. Whoosh. I love going for big hats that are about to drop off but manage to stay in my head nevertheless. And I love going for denim instead of a windbreaker in order to look fly, right? That brings a small element of surprise into my dance and makes it more funky too. Matching colors is dope, but don't overdo it. Coordinating colors makes everything come together in a good way, but it's very easy to overdo. A full neon green outfit with a do-rag and a wristband to match and a couple of bandanas might be too much for anybody in the game. Take care of your gear. You can get by with a lot less if you take care of what you have. Clean up your sneakers. Think about your style too. Is it something that continually scrapes the sides of your sneakers to make them look all bummy, or burns out the knees of your windbreakers or nuts? Adjust your style based on the surface too. Can you rock rounds on concrete without getting dirty? That's most likely when you know what's up. Rep your name and your crew in the way you dress. This one is a must for hip hop. Whether it's customized t-shirts or back pieces for your denim jackets, customized sneakers or hats, I don't care. You create your name by representing in circles and battles, so use it to uplift your people and your crew at the same time. This way, every time you rock the floor, you're representing for something bigger than just your personal skills. So have your crew logo in the back of your shirt because you know that your crew got your back. Or have your personal name over here close to your heart because it's an important thing for you whenever you rock. This way it brings more meaning to your time on the floor. And yes, I'm gonna say it, don't cross match your brands. Nike and Adidas still don't mix in hip hop in 2019. And it's not really even about the brands, it's more about being aware and respecting the tradition of hip hop. Be aware that anything that you choose to rock is a statement. So if you choose to look like a bum and not care, that is the message that you're sending out to the world. On the other hand, paying homage to the previous generations by rocking some of the things that they were is always going to be dope. So rocking Lees, Kangos, Playboys, Kazals is never going to be played out. And going even deeper, rocking elements of your cultural history and tradition, your roots, can also be an important spice on top. As an example, has Solo with the Finland ice hockey jersey in the Circle Kings finals a few years back. Supporting brands from within our culture, such as Biggest and Baddest for example, is very important. That shows that you care about the culture and you want to invest your money inside of our culture instead of supporting all these multi-million, multinational corporations. Our scene needs more of that. So the next time you go to a jam, take a look in the mirror first. Rock something customized. A t-shirt for example. Let's bring back the crew shirts in hip hop. All you need to do is find a local print shop. Pretty much every city has one. Get your logos and designs ready. Respect tradition, but think creative on this one as well. If you can't get one done by yourself, ask a friend who can. And get those crew shirts done in order to look extra fresh in the next jam that you go to, okay? Signing out with the knowledge drop. This is Focus of the Flow Mo Crew, BBOYDojo.com. Catch you soon, yo.